Hello!
And welcome back, or welcome to Books and Crannies.
A book lovers podcast.
Heck yeah, dude.
I get to say it finally.
You do. It's podcast time. I'm Danielle.
I'm Sarah.
And we're happy you're here,
Yeah,
friendos. Today, my guys.
What are we doing, Danielle?
We're rippity-wrapping up Unravel Me.
Yeah, we are.
Tahereh Mafi.
Yeah.
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 Yes. It's chapters 46 through the end.
Yeah.
Of this book.
Uh-huh.
And hear me out. It's a good read.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Yeah, this series is fun so far.
Yeah, I really don't want to stop.
Well,
but we have to.
We're taking a freaking break after this one.
We are.
Because we vowed to never do an entire series for 4 months.
We did.
Naturally, this one's going a little quicker because they're not thickies.
Yeah.
Like good old Akatar.
Yeah.
And
well,
we're
and
not
I feel like
as intense about them these days.
reading is a little easier also.
It's very fast reading.
Yeah.
And we're not taking insane notes and essentially telling you the story verbatim. So
yeah.
I hope you like these episodes.
Yeah. I think it's better.
It's better for us. So even if you don't, well, suck it.
Get
Just
out
kidding.
of here.
Sorry,
Tell your
that's
friends about us. Maybe
mean.
they'll like us.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Maybe your friends will like us. Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to say. We should just get right into it, though.
Should we?
Yeah, I suppose.
We probably
Unless
should.
you have more to say that's brambly.
No.
No? You don't want to talk about your day?
I could.
About how your knee is fucked up?
My knee hurts really bad.
I don't have any complaints right now.
I don't know what I was doing in my sleep last night, but I went to bed and my knee was fine and I woke up and it hurts.
What'd you be doing?
Hurts real bad.
What'd you be doing?
I don't know.
I thought it was for me always knocking your knee, but it can't be.
No.
Well,
I do knock my knees a lot.
Well,
this
your
one
knee's
specifically.
always in the way. Okay.
Listen!
No.
It's not rude.
Just kidding. Tell me.
That's the first time you've ever said that to me.
I've said it jokingly before. After you said listen 20 times. But this is the first one, so go ahead. I'm listening.
Rude. Calling me out. I don't even remember what I was saying now.
I'm so sorry. So
I don't think you are.
Yeah, I am.
I
want to know.
I don't believe you.
I want to know your thoughts.
Well, I don't know what I was saying.
All right, well, sorry. Maybe
tits.
if you think about it in the middle of the episode, holla.
Hey.
So, remember. Listen.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway. Y'all should grab a snack.
And a drink.
And maybe a blankie.
Maybe. Probably not. It's kind of hot.
Summertime.
Grab a friggin' ice bucket.
Unless you're in a different part of the world where it is winter.
Yeah, are you Australia?
Yeah.
What's up?
What are you guys doing?
Is it nice
Probably
and cold?
Still hot?
Yeah.
You got any big spiders in your house?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, do the spiders in Australia go inside in the winter in Australia?
They're like, hey.
What's up, guys?
It's like 93 instead of 107.
It's freezing out there. A bit balmy.
Bit balmy. I gotta come in and make myself cozy. I don't know when these intros started becoming just rants. They've always probably
It's
been.
fun, yeah.
I like it.
I do too.
Anyway, also grab the dog that we told you to adopt last week.
Or the cat.
Yeah.
I hope you didn't get rid of it yet.
Hopefully not
Cats
yet.
kind of suck.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
No bags were eaten today, to my knowledge, though. So that's good.
Your man cake just friggin' slept in a box all day.
Sure did. Very
Silly
cat-like. I like that it now sounds like his name is Man Cake. It's pancakes, but I like Man Cake.
Yeah.
He's little man's.
He is.
And then Waffles, our girl cat, is Mama's.
Meow.
Meow.
Actually, it's more like meow. Anyways.
Goodness.
My goodness. Oh, I tried to move that box that he was sleeping in like 17 times today. And every time I was like, why is it heavy? Oh, cat. Meow.
Meow. Dead weight. I know. When I dumped him out of it, I had to dump him out of it. He resisted.
When I dumped him out of it, I had to
dump him out when I dumped him. You know what I'm saying?
Anyways.
Good Lord.
Maybe now we should jump right in.
I suppose. Well, anyway, last week.
Yeah.
Last week, we stopped.
We sure did. Where were we?
Well,
we left off with...
Warner was just taken as a hostage, and frickin' Juliet went to talk to him.
And he has her frickin' diary.
He does. He read her some excerpts.
Yep.
That he memorized. He didn't even have to read them.
Yeah, he didn't read them. He spoke them.
That's a lot, dude. It's a lot.
Yeah.
That would make me uncomfortable.
Same.
And then he was like, so my dad doesn't care. You know this isn't going to work, right?
This is silly.
You're silly geese.
Silly guys.
Silly geeses.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't give two shits, so he's not trying to trade me for your hostages.
So you should just let me go.
Just let me go.
Or kill me. I don't want to be a hostage.
Get me out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, one way or another.
Please. I love you.
I love you.
By the way.
Also, boo-boo. We're perfect together. And so this section, we're starting off with Juliet, like, conversing with Kenji and Adam, and James is there now. James has joined their little group.
Yeah, and they're talking about Anderson, who is the Dark Lord.
The Dark Lord.
Yeah.
A.K.A. Warner and Adam's dad.
Yeah.
And they're like, you really think that he doesn't care enough about Warner to come through?
Yeah.
And they're like, probably. He's pretty brutal.
He's kind of a wiener.
And if Warner is any sign of how brutal Anderson is, he has to be real bad.
Yeah.
Because Warner's real bad. And
yeah.
Juliet's like, really? Is he that bad? And they're like, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He evil. She's like, damn, I can't stop thinking about him. But I don't know what just happened to my voice. I felt like I had to ride the wave once it started.
It was very smooth.
Thank you. I don't know if I would call it smooth, but I appreciate that.
Oh, God.
God. I'm
Silly.
losing it. But anyway, they're chit-chatting about it.
Yeah.
And at some point, Adam says something like, why didn't you just kill him? Talking about Anderson.
Yeah.
And Kenji goes on this long-ass rant. He's like, well, you can't take out the head until, like, we're ready to swoop in.
Yeah, we're not prepared for that yet, because someone potentially worse could just take over after him and
we don't have the
really fuck shit up.
Yeah, we don't have the freaking power and infrastructure to rule the world right now.
Yeah, there's like 70 of us, dude. What do you want us to do? Jeez,
God.
settle down.
Yeah, so we have to keep playing on the sidelines. He's got to stay alive. And Adam's like, oh, that's why you didn't kill him? Like implying that not because you didn't want to, but because he's a pawn.
Yeah. Well, and didn't Kenji in this moment, like, take credit for shooting Anderson? He's, like, kind of covering for Juliet, protecting her.
Yeah, sure did.
Because she lost her damn mind.
She sure did. She went into a Hulk rage and didn't know what the heck was going on. Yeah. Really. More than I want to end this person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Kenji had to stop her.
Yep. Yeah, Kenji. I have questions also. Oh, wait. Never mind. We'll get to it.
Okay.
We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
So anyway, they're having this conversation. Then Adam gets all pissy because he's like, oh, so that's why he didn't do it, and then leaves in a huff.
Storms away in a huff because he's a freaking child. God, I loved him in the first book. I hate him now. He's so whiny. I can't stand a whiny man.
He's pining so hard.
Yeah.
And it's like,
and still not respecting her boundaries,
no.
Which we'll get into a little more.
Yeah.
But
and doesn't really, like, seem to grasp the weight of the freaking situation.
Like, it's serious, dude. You could actually die.
Do you want to be dead while you're trying to do the banging? Come on.
I mean, at least maybe you die happy.
That's a bad ending.
At least.
Unless it happens before he even gets to,
True.
Pop off.
Yeah.
You didn't like that?
No.
Ooh, brother, ooh. But anyway, as he runs out, Juliet's like, oh, I better go check on him. Mm-hmm. So she starts chasing after him.
Naturally.
Of course.
Ugh.
Yeah. And they're talking, and of course he's still like, just be with me.
I love you. We can do this.
Sweetie, honey, darling.
We are a team.
He's like, I'm training every day. I'm going to get real strong, and we are going to make this happen.
And Juliet's like, bitch, I've been training too, and I'm also getting stronger.
Yeah. And also,
sucker.
I could, like, break you now.
Yeah,
Not
I
just
could crush your bones, buddy.
I don't even just have to touch you. I mean, that's not my only card now.
Yeah.
Like, I could squeeze your hand and it's dead.
You want me to squeeze your boner? I don't think you do.
I really wasn't expecting you to say that. But that's a great point, Sarah.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah. But of course that does not deter him still.
No,
because
like,
he's going to be fine.
Pushy and icky.
He's obsessed.
Yeah, I get like really icky vibes from him in these moments where he's pushing her. I'm like, dude, no means no.
Yeah, manipulative is heck.
Yeah.
Is heck.
It sure is. This episode's off to a great start.
We're having fun. It's fine. Yeah, he's being manipulative and like gaslighty and just overall a weenie.
Yeah.
And while they're having this heated conversation, frickin' Castle like leads Warner past them. Mm-hmm. And Warner like makes some comment or disgusted noise or
like,
oh wait. No, he's like, Something about... I don't even remember. He says something along the lines of, like, feeling pity for Adam. That, like, you love her, but you can't have her. Like...
Yeah.
I don't know. Just, pokes.
Yeah.
Says some shit to piss Adam off.
Oh, you guys are still at it? Oh, my God.
Oh.
Sick.
Sick, you idiots.
Yeah.
But then we sort of move on, and it's training time.
Mm-hmm.
And Juliet and Kenji are training with James.
Yeah.
Good old James.
And
little
this...
dude.
Is this... Do they...
Yeah. Yeah, they're training.
Well, no, hang on. Let me actually ask my question.
Well, I figured I knew what you meant.
I don't know if you did. Is this when he... Wow.
Perhaps.
I'm struggling with words. Is this when he asks them, like, do you think I could ever have powers? Or did that conversation happen before they went into the training room?
No, it happens now.
Okay.
They're all in the training room training. And he,
yeah.
is looking at the bricks that Juliet's practicing destroying and whatever. And he's holding it. And he's like, do you think I could be like you? And then he just imagines wanting to destroy a brick.
Yeah, he's like, that's so freaking cool, dude.
Cool, dude.
Cool, dude.
And Kenji's like, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised because your brother definitely has something going on.
Yeah.
And you guys share blood, and it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
And
James is like, sick, I'm gonna try to squish this brick then.
Yeah, and
he cuts himself.
Cuts the shit out of his hand.
Yeah.
And, drops it and hides the cut behind his back. And Kenji's like, I gotta clean it up, bro. You don't want it to get infected.
Yeah.
He's like, no big deal.
And James is like, no, it'll go away really soon. Don't worry about it, dude. It's fine.
Yeah. And
Kenji's like, what do you mean?
He's like, Juliet's like, wait, what? What'd you just say?
Huh?
And Kenji sort of catches the drift, and he's like, so wait, what do you mean? It takes a while. He's like, how long does it normally take? James asks. Kenji's like, well, that's a weird way to say that.
I felt like you were reading.
I was. Verbatim. No, I wasn't. That was not a quote.
Lies.
And Kenji tells him, well, first I have to clean it up, irrigate it, stitch it up probably, and then it would start the healing process. And then it would probably be a few weeks.
Yeah.
And James like, oh, so that's how normal people heal? And he shows them his hand, and it's freaking healed.
He's still just covered in blood, but his cut is healed.
Oh my gosh.
Holy cow.
Holy heck. And Juliet's like, oh shit. And Kenji's like, ooh. And he's like, hey, Juliet, you mind if we end our training session so I can take him over to Sarah and Sonia?
Yeah, he's got to go to the freaking medical wing. And James is like, I'm already healed. What do you mean?
He's such a little kid.
I know.
He's only 9.
Such an innocent little bean.
Little buddy. But then she's just hanging in the training room, and good old Castle comes.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, girl.
What's up?
So, what the heck? And she's like, what the heck? What the heck?
And Castle's like, so Warner can touch you, huh?
Yeah.
What the heck?
What's that about?
What the hoodly heck?
What the dang hoots? He said he can. Is this true?
Yeah.
And she's like,
yeah.
Yeah. He's like, why the heck didn't you tell us?
Yeah.
She's like, well, I didn't want to hurt Adam. And he was like, listen, cute. I'd love to help you keep your secret. And this is really fucking important.
Yeah.
You can't just be keeping secrets about this kind of thing.
There's things that are much bigger than fucking protecting Adam's feelings.
Yeah, gosh. And freaking, they talk a little bit, and Castle essentially says, he might have a gift also.
Yeah.
And if that is the case, I need to tell him and offer him refuge, because that's all Omega Point's about.
He says something like, I vowed when I started this place that, I would never turn away one of our own kind.
Yeah.
So if he has powers, then he's no longer a prisoner.
Right.
Oh
my gosh, drama. And he's also sort of pressuring Juliet to talk to him and get some answers, because they haven't seen or heard from Anderson at all about anything, and they're worried that something's coming, and they need some answers about where their hostages are and whatever. And so she's like, I guess. Then she goes to visit good old Warnie.
Castle also reprimands her a little bit. He's like, why haven't you been talking to him?
Yeah.
Doesn't he?
Maybe now.
You've only
later.
been twice.
It hasn't happened.
What the heck?
Times. I think he finds her at a breakfast later and says, "So you're done with work?" And reprimands her there, but he might do it multiple times.
No, I think you're right. I do remember there being food involved.
There was food involved.
Yeah.
But she does go visit Warner now, and I'm pretty sure this is when she walks in his room and he's asleep. And, like, has his clothes off. He's just in his undies.
Yeah.
And she is about to leave.
After admiring him for a hot minute, she's like,
she
oh, look at that back.
Hot tot dog.
Oh, my God.
Sure. She's into him. And, but before she's gonna leave, she, like, catches a glimpse, one of her notebook under his hand, and thinks about stealing it back.
Yeah.
And so she, like, approaches, but starts seeing a bunch of scars all along his back, and a tattoo. A tattoo that says Ignite.
Yeah.
She's like, what the fuck?
What does that mean? Ignite what? Oh my God. You're igniting me right now.
With that lean toned muscle body. Oh my God.
But she starts sneaking, trying to get her journal.
Yeah.
Doesn't she?
I think
And then he
so.
wakes up and he's like, oh God, what are you doing here? I love you. I'm in my undies.
He sits up, he's like, Jesus! And also I think he doesn't want her to see his back. Like, he sits up with his back against the wall. He won't even get up to, like, grab his clothes. Yeah. So he asks her to get them.
I thought that my interpretation of that was like, oh, I don't want her to see my wiener.
My boner.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Maybe. But I think it's because he was hiding his scars. But it could be both.
Maybe.
Maybe a little column A.
Boner, scars.
They fall in the same category. Anywho, he wakes up and he's like, what the heck? What are you doing here? What's up?
Yeah.
What up? And they just start, like, shooting shit. Mm-hmm. Like, every time she's with him, she can't help but just to, like, talk to him and learn about his life.
Falls into conversation with her, and he always can, like, anticipate when she's gonna ask a question that he doesn't want to answer, and, like,
skirt around
sways the conversation his way.
Yeah, and they're really getting to know each other, and she feels as though she can talk to him more freely and more honestly than any other person.
Yeah.
Because he won't judge her or, like, I don't know, look at her as evil or horrible or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And they learn a lot about each other. I mean, I think he tells her about his dad some, and they talk about silly stuff like reading. Silly. That's not silly.
Silly.
Who am I? But they both like to read. And he talked about, she's like, you read? Because they're about to destroy all the freaking books and language, etc.
What a horrible world.
I know. And he's like, yeah, whenever I can. And I was trying to, like, catch up before they destroy all the books. Yeah. And I was tasked with, like, fielding them and filtering them out.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's never getting any, like, helpful answers. No. I think, actually, in this first conversation, she leaves the room super flustered. I don't quite remember. I think he's talking about her journal again. And, like, reads another particularly dark and freaking, I don't know, exposing excerpt. But, like, says it to her, recites it. And talks about how so similar they are and how he really resonated with that. And, like, how it felt like it was all of his thoughts and feelings put into words that he never could. Yeah. And how they're so similar, etc. And I feel like she freaks out about that. Yeah. And dips.
She freaks out about almost any feelings that come up. Yeah. With Warner.
Certainly. Yeah, and so she leaves, and then I think, you know, the next morning or whatever, that night she's having dinner. I don't know, whatever. That's when she's having dinner. Everything I just said was a lie.
That's when she's having dinner. Yeah. And Castle comes up and is like, bitch, what are you doing? Yeah. You done working already?
Yeah, did he give you any answers? And she's like, no.
No.
He's like, oh, so, I mean.
So you just give up?
No pressure, but, you know, looming war. Yeah. Anderson.
Maybe just, you know, a little important.
Push a little harder. Come on.
Hostages.
Come on. Get in there.
Every second you waste could be their sure death.
And she's like, God, I'm going. Yeah, she's back in Warren's room chit-chatting. And still, like, keeps thinking about how she won't ask the important questions and just wants to, like, get to know him. Mm-hmm. And I'm certain there's a whole lot of stuff we're not remembering from their conversations, but, like, you should read it.
I'm sure, yeah.
You should read it if you haven't already. And if you haven't already, what the heck are you doing here?
What the heck?
What the heck?
Spoiler alert! Get out!
God. But then at the end of that conversation, he's like, oh yeah, and by the way, my dad is going to attack the day after tomorrow or something. And your hostages are at Sector 45, like, in this room. He, like, gives her all the information randomly.
Does he... I feel like he doesn't tell her that until after Castle lets him free.
No, it's while he's still captured.
Okay.
Captured?
Captured.
Captived.
Okay.
He's still a captive. Anyway, he's still in prison.
He's still a captive.
Yeah.
Mario.
Mario. Okay. We need to get it together. But he tells her, he just, like, blurts out some information real quick. And he's like, you better go tell frickin' Castle because you don't have time, honey.
Yeah.
Honey boo boo. And also, I want to get out of here. I feel like he keeps telling her that.
No, I guess that's after he's... I don't freaking know.
Well, now, I'll tell you what happens.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
So then she, of course, goes and runs to Castle. And then Kenji and Adam and her are all sitting down, like, strategizing about what the heck to do.
Yeah.
And they're making plans about, like, Castle's going to lead a group into Sector 45 to try to get their hostages. Mm-hmm. And that he wants the three of them to, like, lead the rest of them into the compounds. Because the whole thing is Anderson is apparently going to be attacking
He's going to
go
get all the compounds and kill all the people.
Because they've been, like, rioting and rising up after the whole battle situation from last time.
Yeah.
Where they met in the streets and were ta-ta-tow-powing, you know what I'm saying?
Ta-ta-tow-pow.
Gunshots, powers, meeting each other.
Yeah.
And then Juliet said, earthquake, and then they left.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, yeah.
And then, while they're in this meeting, a soldier comes up and is like, Juliet, you need to come quick, like, Warner's lost his damn mind.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And he won't talk to any of us. He won't calm the fuck down. He's almost broken through the door. You gotta come.
Yeah, he punched the friggin' dented the steel door.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
He had a chair in there. That's what Juliet assumes it was.
Oh.
Yeah. But anyway, he's going crazy.
Crazy.
And they're like, he won't talk to anybody but you, so you gotta come.
Yeah.
And Castle, like, forces her out. She's like, alright, shit.
I'm going.
Yeah. Goes in there.
Yeah.
He has his back face to her.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, Castle told me some shit. He told me I might have a gift.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that I could change.
Yeah.
And be a different person. And start over.
But I can't be. I'm terrible. I'm horrible. I'm a bad guy.
But more than that, I don't feel remorse. I don't feel like that's not something that's ever going to happen for me. Because I like being how I am, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, but you can change. He asks her. He's like, do you think I can change? And she's like, yeah, baby.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I can't.
Oh, I feel like we skipped over some... Maybe this is later. I'm just going to shut up.
What?
Doesn't Warner, while they're, like, having their conversations, tell her that he's always been able to, like, read people? He's, like, got this sense for when people are lying, and he's never wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do feel like he talks about that a bit, which was sprinkled in earlier, too. Either in this book or the one before, about how he has, like, really good intuition when it comes to other people.
Yeah. It was more in-depth this time.
Yeah, for
I was like, is that something to do with his power?
Yeah, I mean, I think so.
Yeah.
And that, you know, being able to touch Juliet, all the pieces coming together. But, of course, Castle doesn't exactly know what's up. He's just like, bro, you probably have a gift, and that's crazy. And you could join us.
Yeah. Be on our side, dude.
But that makes Warner lose his shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, there's no chance. I'm not joining.
Because he doesn't think that he's worthy of, like, being a good guy.
Yeah, and I think some part of him likes the evil shit that he's into at this point. I think it's a little column A, a little column B.
Yeah.
A little bit of both. Maybe some C in there.
Maybe. A little bit of D? Oh my god.
Not the D. Sarah, too far.
Too many columns.
How are we meant to keep track? Yeah. But he loses his shit.
Yeah.
And she can't, like, talk him down.
No, he's manic.
He's manic. He's not okay. And so she leaves, all flustered. And freaking out about Warner. And then there is freaking Castle, like, plans this big debrief before the big event that gathers everybody who's going to be fighting to talk. And he wants to, like, go over the plans, hype them up, you know, as a leader would.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, guys, but just so you know.
By the way, Warner has powers, and so he's going to be joining our side.
He came to me and said he'll fight with us.
Yeah.
And against his dad.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, come on.
And everyone is in
a dummy?
I know, really, come on.
Come on.
But everyone's up in freaking arms about it.
Absolutely.
Pissed as hell.
Yeah, makes sense.
I'm not going to fight with him, I'll kill him.
Yeah.
I'm going to get him.
Yeah.
Little turd muffin.
Muffin of turds. Sick.
I hate you.
Why was that worse than turd muffin?
Because I feel, yeah.
The visualization part of it? Okay.
Maybe.
But anyway, everyone's pissed.
Yeah.
Naturally.
No one wants to trust him, which I feel like is fair.
Yeah, everyone's shook too. They're like, what do you mean? How are we supposed to just like let him go about our grounds and like, how could you trust him?
What if he goes back to his dad and tells him everything about our compound or our friggin'
society?
Thank you.
Our resistance.
Our thing.
Our
group.
Yeah, what if?
Yeah.
And Adam gets especially pissed.
Mm-hmm.
He's real pissed.
Yeah.
And he goes away again.
Naturally.
Or maybe he doesn't. Maybe
gotta go throw a freaking hissy fit.
I don't remember, actually.
I don't either.
Maybe Juliet just goes out. I don't know. She's like, something happened. Who leaves? Why did they leave? Maybe Warner comes in. She finds him in the hallway.
Oh, you know what? People are like, how do you know he has powers? He could be lying. And Castle's like, because he can touch Juliet.
Yeah, he exposes her.
Yeah.
Real fast.
In front of everybody.
And then Adam leaves.
And then Adam's like, oh,
what the fuck?
oh my god.
And she...
I'm not special. Bye.
Leaves to pout. And so she runs after him naturally.
Yeah, naturally.
And he's like, why didn't you tell me? And she's like, well... I was, like, afraid to hurt you.
I didn't want to upset you.
And I wasn't even sure of it myself until later. Like, this is what happened, how he brushed my ankle while we were escaping.
Yeah.
And I just didn't know what to do with all of it. Like, I was scared. And
yeah, and she leaves out the information about how she made out with him to steal his gun and shoot him, but
doesn't mention that shit, that's for sure. Yeah, and Adam actually seems like relatively okay with it. He reacted better than I expected him to in this instance.
Same.
Yeah, like it's kind of just like, well, you know, there's not much you can do about it. I wish you would have told us, and also like it's important for the resistance to know.
Yeah.
And it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah.
But also he's evil. And you were with him, talking to him, you could have been hurt. Yeah. Because he could touch you.
Sweetie honey darling.
Sweetie honey boo boo.
Yeah.
And then.
But then he leaves her, doesn't he?
He's out there.
Goes to do something.
He's out there when Warner approaches.
Oh.
Warner comes strolling down the hallway, a free man.
Oh.
And he's like, talking shit to Adam. And Adam's like, you know, of course, fuck you, bro. Yeah. Step to me. Fight me right now, dog.
You want to go?
And Kenji comes, like, running out into the hallway. Yeah. Because he hears a ruckus.
Oh, this is when this happens?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
He hears a ruckus, comes out, and he's like, break it up, dudes. As far as I'm concerned, Warner's a free man. Castle said so. And Adam's like, y'all made stupid decisions by bringing him here and then releasing him.
Yeah. And then they start fighting.
Yeah.
I mean, they're, like, lunging at each other, trying to whap-a-pow.
Be tough dudes.
Be alphas.
I am alpha. Hear me roar. Is what they're saying.
Yeah.
And Juliet, like, gets in between them and has, like, a hand on each chest or something trying to hold them apart. Yeah. And then they won't stop. And then Kenji gets in between them. Yeah. Or, like, grabs each of their arms. Yeah. To try to pull them apart. Yeah. And then, Sarah, what happens?
Well, Kenji falls to the ground.
Unconscious.
Practically dead.
After writhing in pain.
Yeah. After touching Adam and
Warner. Right.
Not Juliet.
Not Juliet.
Or
they
Violet.
Didn't touch.
Or Julia.
None of her.
Warner.
Yeah.
And Adam.
Yep. Let's really drive it home. Julia was not touched. Okay, guys?
Yeah. Okay. Except by Warner. And Adam.
Warner. Yeah.
Warner.
But of course, there's then mad panic.
Yeah, of course.
Everyone's freaking the fuck out.
Of course. Because Kenji's like everyone's freaking favorite.
He is.
And Juliet didn't realize it like, she knew people respected him, but she didn't realize how many people, like, loved the shit out of him.
Yeah, the basically, like, mob that was happening in the friggin' dining hall comes out and is just worried. Like, every person is out there watching this happen.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because Juliet runs to get Castle. And she's
Kenji!
like, Kenji! Yeah. And everyone follows,
and Castle
naturally.
also is very worried.
Yeah.
He, like, reacts, like, fatherly.
Absolutely.
Like Kenji is his child.
Yeah. I get that vibe from them.
For sure.
Well, and Castle says...
I think later
at some point they talk about their relationship and...
Yeah, they do when they go see him in the medical wing, but...
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone's rushing out and freaking getting him medical attention, and they take Kenji to the medical wing. That's a lot of medical.
Wow.
For Sarah and Sonia to check him out and see what's good.
Every time you say Sarah and Sonia, I want to say yeah.
Yes.
Because you say Sarah.
Like, your name is in there.
That's me.
Sarah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And then does at dumb make you think of your brother every time?
Yeah.
Okay.
It does.
But anyway, everyone except for Juliet and Warner run to the medical wing.
Yeah.
With Kenji. Good old Kenj.
Mm-hmm.
But Juliet's spiraling, thinking that she has just murdered her, like, one friend.
Thinks it's her fault.
Yeah.
Which is not.
Well, she doesn't know what to think. She's like, I had to have touched him. That's the only possible solution here.
What else could have freaking happened?
Oh, my God. And Warner's, like, comforting her, and he's like, you didn't do it, baby.
You didn't touch him. You didn't touch him, I swear.
And she's
because you know what?
I did.
It was me.
It was me!
It was freaking Warner, dude.
Warner is like a goddamn succubus.
Yeah.
He apparently can absorb people's powers.
Yeah, what the heck?
And use them.
What the hoodly heck?
What the hook heck? Hook heck. Yeah, he's like, I don't know. I touched you, and I felt your power rush into me. I had no control over it.
And I could not contain it.
And it had to be released somehow. And it must have gone to Kenji. He's not dead, though. I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
And she's like...
He's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
But what the heck, Warner? And she's like, I didn't hurt you? And she's so, like, flustered about that. And he's like, no, it actually felt kind of great.
Yeah, I kind of liked it.
Ooh, it was a rush, baby.
Oh
but also, you're impressive, because I could barely hold back the tiny amount of your power that I was given. Let alone everything you're dealing with day to day.
Yeah.
But they're having this, like, heart-to-heart about how she's fantastic. And now he can suck people's powers.
Oh, and she asks him to prove it. Because she's like, I don't believe you. Mm-hmm. How do you know? And he's like, well, touch me. And so she does, and he punches a freaking hole in the ground.
Yeah, yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah!
Anyways.
That's crazy. That's also dangerous. He could be a lethal man.
Yeah.
If he's around any sort of gifted people.
Yeah. Do you think that, like, all of this would have happened if she had touched him before when he had her held prisoner? Or do you think being around the other people with powers, like, brought it out of him a little bit?
I feel like it would have happened the first time he touched someone with power. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I don't know if, like, being around other powerful people makes you more powerful, or if
it's
just, like, uncovering yours. But...
Yeah, I don't mean that it's making him more powerful, just that it, like, brought attention to it. And maybe before... like, he wouldn't have known that that was something he could do, so...
Yeah, maybe
something there was a possibility of, even, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He just would have felt like it was an intoxicating connection when he touched her. Not like, I have power now.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how it all works. I was just curious how you felt.
Yeah. But, yeah, they're having this intense conversation. She touches him. They have this, like, moment. Yeah. And she's like, oh, I gotta go check on Kenji. Like, shakes out of this weird Warner cloud.
Yeah.
And runs to the medical wing. And Kenji's still unconscious, and everyone's around him. And I feel like Castle comes over at one point and tells her about their history.
Yeah. Which, Castle, like, found Kenji when he was just a tiny little kid.
Mm-hmm. He was like 6, 9, or something.
Very young.
All he knew was
like
his
James's
name and his
age. I think he said James's age, so 9.
Yeah.
Ish.
And he was, like, living in a box.
Took him in and... has taken care of him ever since.
Yeah. He didn't know what happened to his parents.
He is kind of like his dad.
He is. Castle is Kenji's daddy-o.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daddy. Ugh. That made it creepy.
Yeah. But before Juliet had left to go see Kenji, she told Warner to, like, wait. Like, she was going to come back for him and talk more.
Yeah.
And whatever. What have you.
Mm-hmm.
And so when she leaves the medical wing, Adam follows her. Because he's like, are you okay? I didn't know what happened to you. You didn't do this. Like, you have to believe it. It wasn't you.
Yeah.
We don't know what happened, but it wasn't you. Everything's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, yeah. Okay, anyway.
Okay.
I was actually kind of busy, but...
kind of gotta go.
Yeah.
Gotta go.
Gotta get the heck away from you. And when they go back to the tunnel, she sees that Warner's not there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure in the conversation before she went to the medical wing, he told her that he has, like, no intention of fighting. Mm-hmm. And he's gonna leave tomorrow when they go to fight.
And she's like, ugh.
She's like, please don't. And that's why she's like, wait, we need to talk more. But Adam, like, insists on escorting her back to her room.
All the way to her Rizzy room.
Rizzy room.
I don't know why I'm saying all of these weird things today. I'm sorry.
You're taking on my nonsense.
I guess. Someone's got to. Jeez.
Get
it together.
I need to be more nonsensical?
Yeah, so I can be mad at you.
Oh. You just want to be mad.
Yeah.
Anyway, he gets her back to her room.
Yeah.
And he's like... I don't know.
I feel like he's still pushing the, like, we can work this out. I love you.
Yeah. Yeah. He's
I'm
like,
really,
we're going to find a way.
Really tired of him.
And you need to get some sleep. And tomorrow we're all going to be okay. And then we're going to figure it out.
I'm going to smooch you. I love you.
Yeah. Bye, baby.
Bye.
And she's like, oh, good night. So tired of hearing it. I'm tired of hearing it, Adam.
Shut up. He's so whiny.
Whiny. Little boob. Yeah.
I just can't. He gives me the ick.
Brother.
And I loved him so much in the first book. It's so sad.
I do too.
But also...
I think I see where she's going with it.
Oh, certainly.
But then after Adam leaves...
Yeah.
Who comes, Sarah?
Frickin' Warner. I almost said Walter.
No, it's Warner. Silly.
New character.
Silly goose.
Yeah, Warner comes pounding on her door.
Yeah, and Juliet was
bitch,
convinced that he had left.
Yeah.
That he had
She thought he was gonzo.
Yeah. But he comes in and he's like, hey, baby, leave with me.
I want you to come with me.
Come with me.
We could be so good together.
Yeah.
I love you so much.
I love you. And I know that you're attracted to me too. And that you want me to, baby.
I can feel it with my weird spidey senses.
Yeah. You can't lie to me, honey. Mm-hmm. And I want to go. And we're going to go together. And she's like, no, stay here. Because you could be different. And he's like, there's no chance. This is who I am. We gotta go.
Gotta go. You gotta love me for who I am.
Yeah. But then they start making out.
They do.
They get really hot and heavy.
It's hot and heavy.
They're like taking off clothes.
Yeah.
He's like rubbing all over her body.
Yeah.
And she's like, holy shit, that feels amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I want this man right now.
Oh my freaking God.
I'm not gonna stop him.
Thinks about freaking Adam while they're getting hot and heavy, and she's like, oh God.
Yeah. And she's like, Adam! And jumps up and runs away. And he's like pissed. He's like, you're really thinking about that right now?
Yeah.
Like, he is not the one for you. Mm-hmm. You and I would be perfect together. What the fuck? And gets all offended.
Yeah. Wait.
What?
Is she the one that jumps away from him, or does he jump away from her first because the, like, power gets too overwhelming? And then she's like, oh God, Adam. And then he's like, are you really thinking about him right now? That's ridiculous.
I don't know, maybe.
I think that's
feel like
the way
he
it
just
happened.
pulls away because it's, like, too good. He's not, like, hurting or anything. He's just like...
No, I know. But he's the one that pulls away. And then she's like, Adam.
Sure.
Oh God.
Yeah, I don't know. They break up out of their stupor of smooching.
Yeah.
And then Adam comes up and it's Akko.
Akko Taco.
And he gets all pissed and storms out.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, shit.
Doesn't she not say something, but, like, think about how she, maybe I might be mixing books here. I don't even want to say it.
Tell me.
Doesn't she say or think something about feeling his wiener, like, up against her belly while they're making out? And I was like, isn't this a YA?
Yeah, no, it gets kind of hot and heavy.
Yeah.
More so than I expected it to. And, like, he talks about wanting her inside and out and to feel every part of her to, like, become one. Like, they get really juicy.
Yeah.
But it doesn't happen, which, like, kind of rude, whatever.
Way to be a friggin' downer.
Downer.
I don't know what I was trying to say, but...
That was good.
Yeah.
But Warner storms out and leaves.
Yeah.
Juliet is obviously, like, conflicted and tormented, and she, like, wants him but doesn't want him.
Yeah, she doesn't want to hurt Adam, which is, like, sweet, I guess, but, like, fuck him.
But she also is like, I don't want this evil guy.
Yeah,
like,
that
I
too.
hate that I like him so much.
Yeah.
But, like, maybe that is me. I don't know. She's all conflicted about who she's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
But the next morning is battle time.
Yeah, it is.
It's battle time.
It's go time.
Yeah, and Juliet barely got any sleep.
Naturally.
And they're all powwowing.
Yeah.
In the dining hall or whatever. And they had found out that Warner escaped last night. He's gone.
And everyone's like, I'm gonna kill him if I find him.
Yeah, and they're all pissed, but also, like, this is supposed to be their last, like, hurrah breakfast where they, like, hype each other up. Yeah. And now they're all, like, morose and
all solemn.
Yeah. And Adam and Juliet are eating together, and then Kenji shows up out of the medical wing. He is alive.
Yeah,
and
he is.
Conscious, but barely able to stand. And he's like, I'm going with you guys.
Yeah, and everyone's like, no, are you insane? You can't
like,
even stand on your own. And he's like, I'm going.
You can't stop me, bud. Castle's not even here to do it. Let's go.
Yeah.
And so they start filing out, and they have, like, little groups assigned where they have to take cover in different places around the compound.
Yeah.
To try to save as many civilians as possible. Their whole goal is, like, only to shoot the soldiers if they have to, but otherwise, like, we just are trying. This is a rescue mission.
Yeah.
And so Juliet, Adam, and Kenji are all together. And they're their own little group.
Going invisible.
They're going invisible.
Yeah. Way to go, Kenji.
Yeah. And when they come upon the compounds, it's, like, weirdly quiet.
Yeah.
They don't see much going on.
Yeah.
But then a soldier, like, comes busting out of one of them with a lady.
Mm-hmm.
And
dragging her, and she's like, where's my family? I didn't do anything. Please don't. Ah, God.
Yeah. And what are they doing, Sarah?
Well, they're just taking them up, lining them up in a field, and, like, executing them, basically.
Yeah,
all of them.
There's 27 of them.
Yeah.
And they're gonna just take them out.
Yeah.
And so, freaking the three musketeers see this going down, and they start formulating a plan. Like, once you stop touching me, you're going to be visible, so you're going to have to, like, act quickly. And we just, I guess, got to try to take out the soldiers. And so they do that. And
while they're, like, making their plan, though, the soldiers shoot one of the people.
Yeah, they lose one of them.
They lose number 27.
They watch him fall.
It's really sad.
I know, it's terrible. They're the worst.
Yeah.
But they start opening fire and end up taking down the soldiers.
Yeah. All of them.
All of them. All 5 or whatever. And they're like, all right, guys, let's go. Like, come on, you got to follow us. Yeah. They're trying to get them to safety, going back through the compounds to find the rest of the group or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're weaving and dodging through the compounds, and then soldiers start, like, catching up with them, and they're hearing fire. There's, like, a huge blast of fire. They're burning down compound buildings.
Yeah.
They're causing absolute havoc and chaos.
Complete mayhem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when they, like, peek around the corner, they see that in front of all the tanks is just a ground of bodies. Like, they're too late to have saved most of the people in the compound.
Yeah.
Like, it's just dead.
Well, and, yeah, they're like, gosh, we can't even tell who's who. Like, we don't know if it's our people or if there's our people mixed in with these people. Like, you can't even tell.
Yeah.
It's just complete chaos.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
It is really sad. Yeah, and
what a fucked up world.
It sure is. No thanks. And they start talking about how they need to, like, take out the tanks, like, somehow get around them and take them out in some way.
Yeah.
And they, like, start to split up, and a soldier catches Juliet.
Yeah, knocks her upside the head.
Yeah, throws her on the ground. I think she gets away from one of them, like, ends up killing him in turn. But then as she's leaving, gets caught by another guy. She, like, at least takes one down, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
But then gets caught and knocked out.
Yeah.
And when she wakes
up, she's in a freaking tank. And she's like, oh god, I'm dead.
Yeah. And then I feel like she passes out again.
She does.
She's, like, in and out of consciousness.
When she wakes up again, she's in a house. No, she's outside of a house. And she recognizes the house.
And the wind chimes.
The wind chimes. The perfect grass.
It's the freaking house.
It's the weird...
Passed.
Ominously
normal
maintained
has flowers.
Yeah, it's completely out of place. House.
Yep. and the soldier, like, knocks on the door. And who answers it?
Oh, and the soldier is carrying her. She's still, like, pretending to be unconscious. Yeah. And naturally it's Anderson who
of course
answers the door.
Of course it is. And she's brought inside, and he has her, like, sit down, and he's acting all, like, coy and chivalrous and, like, a good host. He's playing the part, and,
well, this is later, because I think she's still, like, drifting in and out of consciousness when they bring her in the house, and someone, like, brings her upstairs. She's bathed by a random creepy woman.
Oh, yeah.
And then when she wakes up again, finally, she's in, like, a child's room in men's clothes. And she's like, what the heck?
Yeah.
And then she goes downstairs.
Yeah.
And Anderson is there.
Good old Andy Dog is there.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, welcome to my house. We got you. Yeah. And, yeah, and she's like, where are we? What the hell's going on? Why haven't you killed me?
Yeah, why am I still alive, buddy?
Yeah, and he's like, well, it's really interesting, all these powers you had. Okay, this was what I was going to talk about earlier.
Yeah.
He says something along the lines of, like, you single-handedly disarmed me and took me down and took my son and, like, stopped the fight from happening. And I'm like, but she had Kenji and Adam. Like, did he pass out and didn't see any of that? Did Kenji make them invisible before he saw them?
Yeah, Adam.
Like, what happened there?
Adam and Kenji were still invisible.
How, though? They weren't touching. Adam was in the back, like, dealing with the hostages. Kenji was shaking her out of her murderous stupor. While she had a gun pointed at Anderson.
Well, he had to have been passed out at that point, because she shot him in the legs, and then, yeah, he passed out.
Okay.
And she was, like, about to kill him when Kenji stopped her. So I think that up until that point, they were still invisible, because they sent her in alone.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I know that. It just, I don't know. He talks about how she single-handedly did all those things.
Yeah.
And I guess he must have missed them.
He passed out.
I
specifically remember him passing out.
Okay. All right, well, you answered my questions.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's like, wow, you're real strong.
Yeah.
And you did all that stuff by yourself. And you caused an earthquake. And, like, what the hell? Also, you could be a benefit to us.
Yeah, you could be a weapon.
You could be a weapon. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I don't want to be a weapon. I'd much rather die than, like, play any part in this bullshit.
Yeah.
And he then goes on to tell her, like, she's, like, asking where they are. And he's like, oh, well, this is my wife's house.
Yeah. And Warner refused to leave her, which is why he rules over Sector 45 on his own.
And so she just has this little place, and it's been kind of nice, like, working out of here, the base.
Yeah.
Having it as my base.
She's also apparently, like, mentally unwell. She's not okay. Which, who can blame her married to that?
Honestly.
Come on.
Yeah, God, he's the worst. But then he, goes on to say that, like, he has a guest or something. Mm-hmm. And it's Warner.
Of course.
Of course it is.
Warner comes in, and Daddy, Dark Lord, is like, well, Julia asks Warner what he's doing there. And then Daddy, Dark Lord, says something like, oh, well, I wanted him to see... I don't remember what he said. Something like, I wanted to... wow. I wanted him to see, like, that his actions have consequences.
Yeah.
Basically. And he pulls out a gun and fucking shoots Juliet in the chest.
Right in the chest. And Warner had no idea she would be there.
Yeah.
Like, he was completely...
Yeah, Warner, when he walked in, was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
My love.
Yeah. But she gets shot right in the chest.
Yeah.
And that description, because it keeps on from her point of view.
Yeah.
And it's horrendous.
Absolutely.
Just talking about... also before this.
Yeah.
Warner or Anderson had said that they had kidnapped Sarah and Sonia.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's like, you clearly did a good job with my son. And then Warner comes in, and apparently Warner had told his dad about the healers.
Yeah.
And he's like, maybe they can fix me up. Because
Anderson
he's
is, like, crippled.
With a cane, crippled from the shots into his legs.
Can't stand on his own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of that happened. But then she's shot.
Yeah.
And she's like, this is how I go.
Yeah.
This is what's going to happen.
My heart's exploding.
Losing consciousness.
I'm not
Feels
okay.
like she has an explosion in her chest.
Yeah.
She's not doing good. And it's like a perspective of her death, basically. And it's kind of fucking crazy. And the writing's crazy.
Yeah.
But then she hears, like, ruckus above her and sees Warner's face, like, in and out of consciousness. And he's, like, trying to keep her conscious. And he has gotten Sarah and Sonia in the room.
Yeah.
And they're like, we can't touch her. They're like sobbing, like, we can't touch her. We can't help her because we can't touch her.
Mm-hmm. And Warner's like, you don't have to touch her. Just freaking touch me and then I can heal her.
And
they're like, no.
I don't believe you.
Yeah.
They don't trust him at all. Fair.
I don't blame them.
But he ends up, like, straddling over her without putting his body weight on her. Mm-hmm. And they can kind of sense from his, like, overall distress that it's, like, legit.
Yeah. He's really trying to help her.
Yeah. So they do end up touching him.
They do. And he freaking heals her.
He freaking heals her through the powers of Sarah and Sonia.
Where the hell's Anderson?
He went back. He left.
I know, but we hadn't learned this yet.
Yeah.
And I was like, did Warner kill Daddy?
I thought so. I almost wanted that to be the case.
I was so excited.
I know.
Sorry.
That's okay. We played footsie. Anderson has gone back to base or whatever.
He just leaves.
Run the show. Yeah.
Leaves Warner there to watch Juliet die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also don't know why Anderson wouldn't assume that if the healers were in the house, Warner wouldn't have used them.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he knows about Warner's powers, and he knows that no one can touch Juliet.
Maybe that's it. Or he's playing a sick game.
Yeah.
Just like, see how close you can get to death. If you can't save her in time, boo-hoo.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I don't think that Warner would have told Daddy about his powers.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not.
One, to protect himself, and maybe he's playing some weird game here to help the good guys.
Maybe he only gave enough information to, like, appease his dad.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, Juliet eventually comes to consciousness, and she is in the child's bedroom, which we know now is Warner's.
Yeah.
I assume. They don't say it explicitly.
I would imagine, yeah.
But he's
maybe it's Adam's. I'm just kidding. It's not.
It's Warner's mommy. But he's asleep next to her.
Yeah.
And
Snuggles.
Oh. And she eventually comes to consciousness, and, like, as she's waking up, he immediately, like, startles and is like, are you okay?
Yeah, she, like, barely moves, and he's like, ooh,
yeah,
baby, I love you. Are you okay? I love you.
I love you, baby. It's okay. Shh, my daddy's not here.
Yeah.
You're okay. We saved you.
And this is when we learn that Anderson is still alive.
Yeah.
Bummer, dude.
Damn it.
I feel like she, like, woke up with a new purpose. Like, she's gonna really start growing after this book.
Yeah.
And being more proactive in her own future.
Yeah. But also has, so like, fire under her ass for vengeance.
Yeah,
like, she
absolutely.
wants to take everyone down.
Yeah.
She wants to be chaos. She's like, I'm gonna stop fighting myself. Like,
yeah.
Fuck all these people.
Bitches.
It's my time to shine.
Mm-hmm.
Yes! I'm excited for that.
So excited!
I'm very excited for that. That'll
Yeah.
be a fun character arc to witness.
Yeah.
Well, shit! That was a good one.
It was really good.
It was good. I liked it.
What'd you rate it, Danielle?
I give it 4 star. What did you rate it?
I gave it 5.
You did. See, I gave it a 5 and then I dropped it a star.
I saw that you had given it a 5, and I was like...
Yeah.
So when you told me that you said 4, I was like... Ugh.
I know.
Rude.
I was conflicted back and forth.
Yeah.
About it.
Okay, well, give me your friggin' review, dude.
Well, I, again, really love the writing.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really enjoy that part of it. It's just fantastic.
It
Come
is.
on. People shit on it. You're ridiculous.
Get over yourself.
Get over it.
Go read a poem. Jeez.
And I really like the sort of crossing over of worlds with Warner and Juliet. I like that the battle is starting to flourish, and there's movement in the way of, like, the resistance versus the reestablishment and what that means going forward. I really like all of that. I like the pacing of the book. I felt like it was solid. I think I don't know. I'm conflicted with my feelings. I think Adam pisses me off. I think that some of the relationships are, like, tentative at best and, like, weren't flourished, or I don't know, weren't
flushed out
as much as I wanted them to be.
Not flushed.
Yeah. I feel like we didn't get enough information about Omega Point even still.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm suspicious of Cell of Castle still. I don't know. It just wasn't a 5-star. I just didn't have 5-star feeling, Sarah.
That's fair. That's fair. I did get the 5-star feeling. And I hear everything you say, and I feel like it's all intentional. Like, there's still so much time for us to learn about Omega Point.
It's true.
As we just learned when you gave us a freaking spoiler for the next book.
Maybe.
Or no, that's not Omega Point. You said it's Sector 45. Never mind. But there's still so much more to learn. And I agree with you that I think Castle is not good.
Yeah.
Like, there's something off about him. And I feel like it isn't being fleshed out yet because it's going to eventually when the time is right.
Yeah, I'm sure that you're right. I mean, it's a long-ass series. We have plenty of time. And maybe I just am impatient. That could very well be true.
You absolutely are.
Never. But my dinosaur hasn't grown in the crickets.
2 minutes later.
But I don't know. It just didn't give me that feeling when I finished it.
That's
it
fair.
wasn't. It just, it wasn't like a shit yeah. It was very good. I really enjoy these books. I'm very excited to see where it goes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know, maybe it is a 5-star. I'm like trying to find why I feel this way. I don't know. Adam pisses me off. Maybe that's it.
I mean, that's fair. He pisses me off too, but I feel like it's meant to be that way. Like, you're not supposed to be pining after that relationship anymore, because now I'm like, oh god, Warner, he's kind of hot.
No, it's true. I mean, I am pining after that relationship. Maybe I'm also pissed that they didn't meet the end goal there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just kidding, that's coming for sure. I don't know. It's a very good book, and maybe it is a 5-star, and I'm lying to myself.
I mean, your feelings are valid, Danielle.
Thank you, Sarah. Do you have more to tell me? What's your review?
Same. I mean, I just kind of told you everything. I just am so into this series. It has me in its grip. Like, I want to keep going so bad, but I know that we can't right now. I give you a 2-star.
Rude. Why is it my fault?
I'm just
because
kidding.
I didn't give it a 5-star? Is that why?
Rude. That's why. No, because you won't let me keep reading.
We made this decision together.
No, I just love it. I love her writing. I'm really excited to see the relationship between Violet. I almost said Violet, and it's your fault. Juliet and Warner blossom and see where it goes.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's going somewhere. They love each other. Come on.
Obviously. Come on. They're just like kismet. It's like a yin-yang situation.
Yeah.
Where there's so much grounded in common, and they understand each other more truly than anybody else understands them.
But they're also opposites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very good. It is very good. And I do really appreciate that there were quite a few instances where I was taken aback by what happened. There were occurrences that were surprising and more than I expected, and that's very cool. And
Warner's mom.
I know.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
I just assumed she was dead.
Yeah. Well, and Warner's power, I wasn't really expecting that to be a thing. I don't know. It's good. Maybe you've convinced me.
It's so good.
Maybe I put it back to a 5-star.
I mean, bring it up to a 4.5.
At least. No, I mean, I gave it a 5 initially, so maybe that's what I feel truly.
Maybe.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You were confused about which book was which.
That's true.
When you were rating it.
I read the end of Reckless and Unravel Me within 4 hours, so I didn't even know what was happening.
Yeah.
I was mixing characters.
Yeah.
But it's very, very good. I am excited to see what happens next and continue the series for show. And I feel like the Adam being an irritating nuisance is going to be his villain origin story. Mm-hmm. And that Juliet now being with Warner is hers. So I'm curious to see how that all pans out.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. It's
and
really good.
We're not even that far in the series, dude.
A lot has happened.
I hope that it continues being as good as it is and doesn't fall off at the end.
Because it's a long one.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be okay, why do we have more books? When is this gonna end? Why do we have more books?
Yeah.
Yeah. But what did you guys rate it?
Yeah, you gotta let us freaking
know. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Is it a 4 for you? Is it a 5? Am I being silly? But anyway.
Reading is subjective, okay?
It really is.
I am not judging you for your 4-star.
You're pissed. But anyway, guys.
I just hear all of your gripes and have counter arguments for them.
No, fair. And I think that you are right in that a lot of what I'm feeling is intentional. I feel like it can't not be, because I get a sense that the author is so intentional, just in the way that she writes, let alone in, like, building a long-term storyline.
Yeah. God, her writing is so
I know.
good.
She's very, very...
Makes me want to read all of her books.
Very good. Yeah, we'll have to look into it.
Yeah.
But next week, y'all, we're switching gears. We're taking a little
we
hot minute from the good old Shatter Me series, and Sarah's pissed. But
I'm okay with it.
We are starting A Ship of Bones and Teeth by Karina Halley.
Yeah, we're going to be reading chapters 1 through 15.
Yes, queen. It is a freaking mermaid pirate dark romance.
Yeah, it's like a dark Little Mermaid retelling with pirates.
Heck yeah.
I'm so excited.
I'm very excited. It sounds real good.
We were supposed to read this after the first Shatter Me book, but we got sucked in.
Yeah. And we can't do that again,
No.
so we actually got to start it. So this is going to be a few episodes of a pirate mermaid story.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited to start it. So ahead of next week, you got to read chapters 1 through 15 of A Ship of Bones and Teeth by Karina Halley. Mm-hmm. And we'll talk about it. We'll dig into it.
Yeah.
Dive in,
as
dudes.
we do.
What else are you reading, Sarah?
First, who needs to chill the fuck out for you this week?
Oh, snap. Well, I feel like it's Adam.
Yeah.
And Anderson.
Yeah.
And the soldiers who are rounding up freaking people at the compound.
Okay, you can only pick one.
Shit. All of them.
Rude.
Fine. Anderson.
Okay.
Who's yours?
I'm gonna say Juliet. She needs to calm the fuck down and quit fighting her feelings for Warner. Just accept that, baby.
I mean, it's like fair, though.
I know, I get it, but I love him, so she needs to stop.
You've been in your dark romance era the last week, so. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah.
And I get to continue it.
I know, I'm excited.
Anyways,
what are you reading? Otherwise.
Well, right now, nothing. I've finished all of my in-progress books.
Yeah. What'd you finish?
So I finished Butcher and Blackbird. I gave it a 5-star.
Yes.
I read all of There Are No Saints by Sophie Lark. I gave it a 4-star.
Mm-hmm.
And then read Reckless by Lauren Roberts.
With me.
With you. I gave it a 3.75, but I kind of want to lower it.
Yeah, I kind of think I'm giving it a 3 these days.
To like a 3. Yeah.
That's bummer, dude.
I know. It's really sad.
If you want to hear our gripes about that, go watch our personal read check-ins.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to start this week for our book club.
Yep.
The Women by Kristen Hanna. I know you're going to start it too.
I sure am. Historical fiction vibes.
Yeah,
and
hard
this
switch.
Is like women in the war, but it's Vietnam.
Yeah.
Which I'm excited about.
I'm really excited.
I've
heard such good things.
Yeah, and after the freaking Huntress, come on.
Come on.
Come on.
We're historical fiction girlies now.
We are. So.
Outside of that, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm obviously going to read something else this week.
Obviously.
But I don't know what yet.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm in the mood for yet.
That's fair.
So.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you? What are you reading, Danielle?
Well, I just finished Namesake by Adrienne Young.
Yes.
Yes.
What'd you rate it?
I gave it a 3.5.
Okay.
And then the little novella attached to it called
Drift.
Mm-hmm. I gave that shit a 3.
Okay.
It was fine.
That
it was
shit.
It sounded more aggressive than I meant for it to. Powerless or Reckless, I mean, obviously. And that are the books I've finished. So I don't have any current reads outside of.
Oh my gosh, we both fished.
Literally no books in progress.
We fished all of our current.
We fished them.
We did. I guess we technically do have one in progress still.
Oh, If He Had Been With Me?
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about that. That doesn't exist.
Maybe I'll try to finish that this week.
Go for it. Let me know how it is.
I feel like it'd be quick.
It probably would be.
Even though it's a thick boy. I mean, it's not that
relatively,
thick,
but it's also a YA romance, and that sounds like not at all what I want.
Sounds icky.
Yeah. I think I might start some sort of thriller.
Okay.
They're fast.
Yeah.
Shorter.
Yeah.
I just need like a palate cleanse
That's
now,
fair.
I think. You know?
That's usually my go-to for a palate cleanser.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do that too.
Okay.
I have been in a very specific genre.
Dark
all
romance?
week,
Dark
so,
romance.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh! And I forgot to mention, I'm listening to a new audiobook.
Yeah.
It's called The Fake Mate by Alana Ferguson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So sick.
I'm like
sick.
40% done with that one.
Shoot snap.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what are you guys reading?
Yeah.
What you doing? What? Tell us.
If you're watching on YouTube, leave it in the comments.
And say hi to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up? We love you.
What's up?
Thanks for hanging out.
Thanks so much. And again, read first 15 chapters of A Ship and of Bones and Teeth by Karina Halley by next week. Mm-hmm. And please follow or subscribe on whatever platform you're on. Wow. It's clearly the end of an episode.
Yes.
I say that as if the entire time
it wasn't a disaster. Yeah. If you're listening on a podcast platform, please leave us a rating.
Please.
It helps us a lot.
Sure does. And, I don't know, give us a thumbs up, give us some comments, do the things, engage with us.
Yeah.
And you can find us on TikTok and Instagram at Books and Crannies Podcast, and also YouTube if you aren't on there already.
Yes.
And, yeah, we love you lots.
We sure do.
I hope you have a good dang week.
Yeah, we'll freaking see you next one.
Shoot, dude. Happy reading.
Happy freaking reading.
All right,
okay,
well,
bye.